Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ito po si Nico Fabian sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Time out muna tayo sa BICAM's issues, no? Sa BICAM stories, ang hot, ang controversial issue dyan po sa Pilipinas. This time around, better Sunday morning to all of you, January 26. And this time around, mag-usap-usap muna tayo tungkol sa pagkain natin po dyan sa Pilipinas. Ha? Especially itong issue na ito na bigas. Do we deserve a better quality of rice dyan sa Pilipinas? Ang dami na po ang Department of Agriculture. I was made to understand that they are proposing or they will be promoting itong sulit rice at saka ang aging rice ng NFA. Do we deserve this kind of rice? Palagay ninyo po. And ano ba itong sulit rice? Ano ba itong aging rice ng NFA? Is it what? A temporary? Tapusin natin yung stocks ng NFA and then balik tayo sa sabihin natin mahal na presyo ng bigas? Or ano? Ito po ang issue that we're going to talk about this Sunday morning, beautiful Sunday morning. Dito po sa Malaysia, or dito po sa Kota Kinabalu, where I am now. Now we are enjoying a better Sunday morning. Magandang nagsad tayo ng araw natin dito po. Timing. We don't see any threat of heavy downpour. Although yesterday we experienced some heavy downpours in some parts of Kota Kinabalu or dito po sa Sabah. But today, okay na okay ang weather condition natin. Okay, let's go to the issue natin. Dalawang issue natin. First is ang bigas natin dyan sa Pilipinas. First, ang bigas. Mahal talaga ang bigas natin and ang gobyerno natin ngayon, ang Department of Agriculture, I was made to understand they will be promoting, advocating ang consumption of solid rice or 100% broken rice. And the other one is they will be also distributing sa mga kandiwa centers and other parts in the country itong aging rice ng NFA. Aging rice ng NFA. Ano ba po? Do you agree with this thing? Or hanggang dyan na lang ba ang the way our Department of Agriculture can think? Ito na ba ang best solution ngayon to push down ang prices ng rice, ng bigas dyan sa Pilipinas? Although, yes, 38 pesos per kilo, mayroon daw at 29 per kilo. Yun na lang ba ang solusyon? Or meron pa mga ibang solusyon? But the problem is, tamad na ba? Mag-isip tayo ang authorities concerned natin on how to find a better and permanent or long-lasting solution to address ang rising price of local milled and imported milled rice dyan sa Pilipinas. Make sure, don't forget, na ang mga Filipinos, importante ang rice natin po sa buhay natin, di ba? Importante na importante yun. Karamihan natin, if not all, especially itong mga nahirapan sa buhay, mga poor and near poor po, no? We notice sa mga social media, sa mga Facebook natin po, mayroon yung mga jokes na nga some, they share ang video clippings nila, they are eating rice, pero ang ulam nila po, retrato lang, no? Retrato lang ng karne, retrato ng manok, no? Although it is a joke, but it is happening po dyan sa Pilipinas. So let's start with this a very important issue po today, Sunday. Let's not talk much about the BICAM kasi time out tayo muna dito. And siguro next week, last 2 minutes na po, everything will come out about the very hot issue dyan sa Pilipinas regarding ang national budget natin po. Hopefully, everything will maglabas na po ang katotohanan na tungkol sa blend items dyan sa BICAM po. Everybody is talking about it already, especially mga politicians opposing itong procedure in the passing of the national budget 2025 or 2025 national budget. But anyway, let's leave it until tomorrow. And ngayon, let's talk about since Sunday ngayon. And karamihan natin sa bahay lang. Let's talk about ang pagkain natin po, no? Ang pagkain natin. Ang bigas, very important. Ako naman po, no? I for one, I can admit na mahirap talaga po kung walang bigas. I will tell you later on some of my experience. Bakit mga Filipinos or ako, being isang Filipino, I cannot live without rice. Later on, I will share with you with some of my experiences sa buhay ko po, which happened last year dito po, no? When I went abroad, saan ba yun? Sa France, sa Italy, sa Vatican, I went there, and nahirapan ko po, walang, kung sa Chabacano pa yun po, walang kanon, walang rice, no? I cannot depend on mga bread, mga spaghetti, ganon. Bilang isang Pilipino, kailangan talaga ako, o tayo, ng rice, ng rice. So, okay, let's talk about ang pagkain natin po, ang bigas, staple food ng mga Filipinos. But before going any further, yes, Sunday ngayon, I would like to shout out muna kay Bong Sebastian. Kumusta kayo, Bong? And thank you for watching. God bless you. And did you, sabihin natin ang ano ba ito? Ang Sunday obligations natin, no? Don't forget ang Sunday obligation natin bilang isang Roman Catholic believer, Roman Catholic believer. So, Bong, we will be touching about ang bigas, ang presyo ng bigas. May konting knowledge tayo dito sa bigas na itong issue. And at the same time, we will touch later on, towards the end of my program, we are going to touch, or I'm going to touch about the proposal or nag-author yata yon ang Zamboanga City District 1 Congressman, si Representative Olaso, no? Mayor Olaso, about the imposing death penalty yon sa mga corrupt officials natin po, no? Sa gobyerno. Later on, we will touch on that thing. But in the meantime, let's talk about ang bigas natin sa Pilipinas. Shout out pala kay Boboy Torres dyan sa Zamboanga. And of course, same thing. I would like to say good morning to you, Boy. And of course, kung sa malayo pa yun, we used to say, or we are saying it, ang good morning is, good morning is salamat pagi. Ang afternoon is salamat patang. And kung gabi, we say it, salamat malam. Apa Macham, how are you? Apa Macham, how are you? So, yes, Boboy Torres, God bless you. God bless your wife. God bless your children. And God bless Zamboanga. Sabi pa nga ni Bong Sebastian, gracias wen. Arriba de tuyo programa. Dios te bendiga. Okay. Thank you very much, Bong. Okay, umpisa na tayo po. Ang topic natin for this morning, Sunday morning. Beautiful Sunday morning. And to start with, umpisa natin itong komentaryo ni Ted Filon regarding sa bigas. Sa bigas natin po sa Pilipinas. After that, I am going to share with you some of my research that I did. Regarding itong issue na bigas. In the meantime, ito muna tayo po. Let's listen to the commentary, comments, reaction ni Ted Filon regarding ang mga policies dyan sa Department of Agriculture sa Pilipinas. And let's listen. Ito po, nandito.
Constant ito, di ba?
Sandali, ha? Ito po, let's listen to this.
Stand ito, di ba? Kasi kaya pag-uusapan ka talaga, di ba? Stand. Sa kabilang banda ho naman, ito pa yung maaaring turin natin na wake-up call. Di ba? Na ito ho ba ay isang frustration na ba ito? Kasi nga, pagod ka na sa sabi ng korupsyon.
Sandali. Medyo mali yata tayo, no? Mali yata tayo. Saan ba ito? Ted Filon. Kung minsan, dahil sa bigas, Nagmali-mali na tayo dito sa ano natin, queuing natin sa mga video clippings natin. Alright, saan na yun? Saan na yun? Nandito pala. Oh, nandito pala. Sandali, nandito pala po. Let's listen to this. Minta maaf. Kung sa Malayo, we say sorry. We say it minta maaf. Minta maaf tuan, minta maaf perempuan. Puan. Ito po. Let's listen to this first.
Broken rice. Ng ating secretary, you try broken rice.
There's 25% broken. There's 100% broken.
Gusto mo na mura, kumain ka ng broken rice. Alam niyo ba yung broken rice na yan? Ito lang po, no? Noong nagkaroon nga po dito tayo ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng dokumentaryo po na malaliman dito po sa usapin po ng rice tarification law na ito. Nagawin nga tayo dito sa pinaka-moderno na rice facility sa buong Pilipinas, yung Chenyi, diyan sa Alang-Alang, Leyte. Sa buong Pilipinas yan, Japanese technology. Doon po sa kanila, ang ganda nga po ng pasilidad. And, they can make the palay fresh for the longest time kasi meron silang silo doon na imbakan po. Maganda po ito eh. And they produce only whole grain. Meaning, hindi ho biyak-biyak. Kaya sila mahal. Full grain ang kanila pong kalidad. At yung binhi nila, iba din. Sila ho ang nagbibigay ng binhi, sila nagbibigay ng fertilizer, ginagamit yung lupa ng mga magbubukid, yung magbubukid mismo ang nagtatanim, they facilitate po ang lahat ng proseso. Kaya mahal yung bigas. Kaya yung kanilang presyo, that time, 60 na po, ito 65 pesos, pero yung quality niya, abay export quality. Doon sa kanilang facility, sabi ko nga doon sa, French national yung asawa po ng Pilipina na namuhunan dito, bilyon po ito, no? Utang ito actually sa bangko. Yung pong kanilang pasilidad doon, sabi ko, paano mo naman na hihiwalay yung biyak-biyak? Meron silang facility nga, kasi nga high-tech.
Modern yung mga
So, yung biyak-biyak na yan, hinihiwalay. Okay. And then agad-agad, pwede hong magbalot ng 5 kilos, 10 kilos, may ganun po, agad-agad. So yung broken rice, tanong ko, paano yung disposal? Si Rachel Renucci. So paano po yung disposal noong pong broken? 100% broken. Yan, mayroon din kami bumibili. Sino bumibili niyan? Yung mga may babuyan at manukan. Because yan pong ginagamit as feeds. Feeds ng hindi tao, hayop. Opo, yung pong ginagawa ng mga nagbababuyan, nilulugaw. Idinadagdag sa pagkain ng baboy. Yung po namang iba, ginagawa pong patuka sa manok. Itong pagkain ng hayop, yan po ang gusto nilang bilhin ng mga Pilipino. Mga hayop na tao to.
Hoy! Ikaw talaga.
Bagong Pilipinas.
Yan yung broken rice na gusto nilang bilhin natin. 100% na broken rice na 40 pesos per kilo. Yan po yun. Magpakatotoo po tayo sa isyong ito. Hindi po ba? Yan po yun. Tanungin nyo kahit na sino sa industriya po na nagbibigas kung ano hong pinupuntahan ng broken rice na parang nga pong mais na giniling. Paasa ng paasa, pangako ng pangako, patuloy pong ginagawang pambubudol sa mga Pilipino. Ito na po yung
Yan po ang reaksyon, ang komentaryo ni Ted Filon, ang idol ko po dyan sa Manila. A very veteran commentator, media commentator dyan sa Manila, station sa Manila. Saka a former congressman dyan po sa lower house. Shoutout muna tayo kay Albi Marquez and of course kay Celiza Ong who is also watching itong program ko Sunday, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And good morning to all of you. To Albi and to Celiza Ong, I would like to say God bless you and all the best. And enjoy po kayo ang weekend natin po. Yesterday and today as Sunday. Family day natin po. Or else, sa very simple, sabihin natin a way of describing ang weekend natin para sa mga lalaki. Panahon na po para maglabada tayo po. I-separate natin yung colored and white. Damit natin po when we do the washing of our clothes po. No? So anyway, narinig natin po yon si Ted Filon regarding itong issue about ng bigas. No? Bigas. We deserve, yes, I agree, we deserve a better quality of rice. Hindi lang yan po, 100% broken rice po, which it will be distributed sa mga kadiwa centers natin dyan sa Pilipinas and other areas including shopping malls and sabihin natin grocery superstores, no? Grocery superstore. But anyway, okay, let me read you itong isang sabihin natin news article which I managed to get, no? With which I managed to get. Ito po. Ano ito, ha? Hold on, ha? Ito po. Let's okay, I will share this news report sa inyong lahat po, no? Ito. The Department of Agriculture or DA seeks a partnership with the country's major retail chains to expand availability of affordable rice across the country. Agriculture Secretary Francisco P. Tiu Laurel Jr. met with representatives from the supermarkets, groceries, and convenience stores recently to discuss government-led initiative aimed at stabilizing rice prices and improving access for Filipino household. Thank you very much. Maganda yan po ang initiative ni Secretary Tiu. With over 3,200 retail outlets including SM, Robinson, 7-Eleven, Pure Gold, and Merrimart, the DA sees these networks as crucial in reaching millions of consumers daily. This is a solution that we believe will stabilize. Remember this, that they believe that will stabilize prices faster and more efficiently. Secretary Chu said, but we need to find the right balance to operationalize this properly and secure everyone's cooperation. The program will be piloted in Metro Manila, where rice prices remain high despite tariff reduction and falling global rates. It features two key components. Well, let's listen to this carefully. Two key components. One, 29 pesos rice. Aging stocks from the National Food Authority, NFA, for vulnerable sector. Ano ba itong ibig sabihin aging? Kasi sir, matanda na, no? Matanda na ba ang rice stock nila? Is it fit for human consumption? Definitely. If they will be giving it out to the public for public consumption, definitely it's still fit for human consumption. Definitely. Okay? 29 pesos. 29 pesos. Second, Rice for All or RFA program. Offering various rice grades including RFA's 5% broken. RFA 25. It means 25% broken. And RFA 100. It means 100% broken or sulit rice, ibig sabihin. So, let's let's not forget ang categories ng mga rice natin po dyan, be it imported or sabihin natin locally milled, no? May grade yan po, 5% broken, 15% broken, 25% broken, and 100% broken. Normally po, ang mga Filipinos will choose ang 5% broken lang po. Kaya nga, mataas ang presyo ng 5% broken. Be it imported or be it locally milled. Tapos yun, the next is 25% broken. 25% broken. Yeah, mayroon din tayo 100% not broken po. Mayroon din tayo. But ito na, 5, 20, 15, 25, and 100 po. So mayroon pa rin, okay pa rin yun. 25%. Mayroon pa, marami pa rin sa atin, we buy itong 25% broken. Okay pa rin yun po. But to the extent of going for 100% broken po, 100% broken. Do you agree that we deserve 100% broken? Ano ba itong 100% broken? Ang grains ng bigas natin po, no? When it will mill sa machine po, no? When it will be milled sa machine, mayroon talaga, kasi very fragile itong grains ng bigas, no? So, it will be broken in the process, sa milling process, no? It will be broken. So, mayroon tayong mga machines, kagaya nga sabi ni Teflon, during the processing, sa machine, segregate na po ang 100% broken, 25% broken, 15% broken, 5% broken, no? Mayroon na yon po, no? In fact, you can immediately buy ang mga 100% broken, 5 kilos, 10 kilos, immediately po. After the processing po, pwede na yan po, no? Pwede na yan po. So, yon po, no? Ang 5, 15, 25%, and 100%. Price like, may diferensya po. Siyempre, mahal ang 5% broken. Then, 15% broken, 25% broken, and 100%. Ang pinakamababa is the 100% broken. But is this 100% broken? Is this fit for human consumption? Yes. Yes po. Yes. According to my research, yes, it is still fit for human consumption. For human consumption. But itong mga Filipinos, tayo, kagaya ko po, will I go for the 100% consumption? 100% broken or hindi? If, depende lang po. What do you want to use yon 100% broken po? Kung sa lugaw, yes, walang problema po. Kung sa lugaw, yes, walang problema. I will use the 100% broken. Pero kung sa mga daily input ka po, ang staple food natin po, ang rice, if you ask me to eat 100%, pwede naman siguro, no? Pero siguro hindi everyday. I will do it siguro maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. Ganun lang po, no? Because we are used to eating itong 5%, 15%, and 25%. If you say about the 100%, parang ano na ito po? Parang kung sa Chabacano yan po, arroz mais, no? Arroz mais. I will show you later on how does it look like ang 100% rice broken po. And there are many types of 100% broken. All the rice po, mayroon tayo raw rice, mayroon tayong marami. Any type of rice po, mayroon talagang 100%, 25%, 15%, 5% broken. Kasi sa proseso yun po, sa mill. Sa proseso yun. Okay, let's move on with this news muna. Food Terminal Incorporated, FTI, a government-owned corporation, will handle the supply and packaging of rice distributed through participating retail chains. The Kadiwa ng Pangulo program, which promises food security and affordable prices, has been pivotal in addressing rising food costs. By collaborating with retail networks, the DA aims to make a long-term impact on stabilizing rice prices nationwide, especially in the urban areas where fluctuations are more pronounced. Secretary Tio Laurel said the pilot initiative will be monitored over several months before potential expansion to other regions facing similar challenges. The DA is optimistic that this collaboration will serve as a model for future efforts to enhance food security and affordability. Yan po. Yan ang news po. Okay. If you remember, si Ted Filon was talking about itong 100% broken, who's buying it, and for what purposes. Sabi nga niya, karamihan po, no? Based on what he also learned during ang research niya, ito po for animal feed na po, they're doing this for animal feed. So, yan po, no? For animal feed. But it doesn't mean po, no? Based on my research also, it doesn't mean that itong 100% na broken, it means that it is not fit for human consumption. It's not fit for human consumption. In fact, if we talk about the 100% na broken, be it raw rice, no? Raw rice. Now, mayroon din mga advantages ng 100% broken. Especially if you are doing lugaw or porridge rice, no? May mga advantages din po. One of the advantages is that sabihin natin, it is soft, easy to cook, no? Soft, easy to cook. Kasi broken na siya eh. Hindi na siyang 100% talaga grain, no? Broken na siya. And it is easily, it can easily absorb ang flavor po. Kaya nga kung sa lugaw yon, sa rice porridge, madali po. And ang consumption ng wooden fire mo, ang guest mo dyan, makatipid kayo. Kasi madali magluto. Kasi broken na yan po, no? Broken na yan. And karamihan they're using this for porridge and for other food. Sabihin natin manufacturing kagaya sa mga noodles, no? Noodle rice, they're using it. Mga broken, they will not use it as, they will not use mga 5% broken, 15% broken, or 25% broken. Because if they're going to sell this 15, 25%, mas magandang ang profit nila. Parang ano na ba ito? Last task na talaga ito, ang 100% broken, no? 100% broken. So, do we deserve this kind of quality of rice? Yun na lamang ang gobyerno. That's the only thing that they can think. Bigyan natin to push down ang price. Wala na ba ibang ano? Kayo po, bahala po. No? Kayo bahala. Good morning muna tayo kay Marilyn Pentojo dyan sa Kuala Lumpur, enjoying her holiday. Good morning, blessed Sunday everyone. Yeah, blessed Sunday everyone. Don't forget ang Sunday obligations natin po, ang mga those who are embracing, sabihin natin, Roman Catholic faith. No? And of course, I would like to say good morning also. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Salamat patang, o salamat pagi, salamat malam, salamat pagi, salamat patang, salamat malam to Isnungi Apolinario dyan sa Maynila. God bless you, God bless your wife, and God bless your daughter. Alright? Okay. Tuloy natin po ang ligaya natin po. Ligaya ba ito po or what? Ano ba ito? Anyway, nandito po. I will be sharing with you some my experience. Okay, as what I said earlier when I opened this program, ako po is a rice eater talaga po. No, no one, I will not deny, I'm a rice eater. I cannot pass the day without rice. Ang mga Filipinos will eat rice 3 times a day. Major meals yun natin. Kung minsan yung mga snacks natin, rice pa rin eh. Di ba? So when I was last year, I went for a tour sa France, sa Italy, sa Vatican yata yun, sa Brazil. Saan pa yun? I went. And nahirapan ko talaga po, no? When I was in Italy, I was looking for a Chinese restaurant. I was looking for a Chinese restaurant or any other restaurant that will serve or serving rice po. Kasi nahirapan na ako po. My second night pa lang ako sa Italy, nahirapan ko na eh. Ang wife ko, ang Ang daughter ko, they can survive ang mga spaghetti or what, no? Ang bread lang, no? Pero ako hindi ko talaga kaya. See? That is how important rice sa mga Filipinos, rice sa akin, no? That's why I'm very concerned. And hindi lang po, I'm also doing a little business sa rice yun. Anyway, okay, let's move on. That's why concerned ako when it comes to this, sabihin natin, rice issue natin po, no? Rice issue natin. Okay, let me share with you itong clipping po, ha? From India ito po. From India. And, Nendre. Ha? Nendre. Ha? Manakong. Okay? Hold on. I will share with you itong interview. Not an interview, ang explanation ng isang expert dyan sa India. Expert in the sense that he's also doing rice business po. No? Rice business sa India. And let's listen to this po. No? Let's see whether nagja-jive ba si Ted Filon as itong subject natin sa video clip. Hold on, let's listen to this. Medyo mahaba lang, but it's worthwhile naman. Hold on.
Hello friends. Today we are going to cover the topic of broken rice. 100% broken rice. So, anybody who's in the rice business, and if you haven't started, dealing in broken rice, firstly, let us understand as to who are the customers for broken rice, and then let us try and find out where can we buy broken rice at what prices, and of what rice, right? So, firstly, friends, is that in broken rice, normally, if you are, having a customer for broken rice, you will have to understand what is this going for. For example, if there is a customer who is into a food manufacturer, like say noodles or this what we call in India the vermicelli, dish that we prepare at home, right? Rice vermicelli and all, right? So where the food preparation, where they don't need the whole rice, the broken rice will do. So there are a lot of applications, बहुत तरह के applications हो सकते हैं, for broken rice. So in a situation where it is going for food companies for preparation of a food, तो आपको थोड़ा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा क्वालिटी का आपको थोड़ा ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. मैं क्यों ये बोल रहा हूँ, बिकॉज ये जो ब्रोकन राइस में डिसकलर्ड डैमेज्ड ग्रेन हो सकते हैं, या कभी कभी अच्छे तरह से मेंटेन नहीं किया तो उसमें वीविल्स हो सकते हैं. सो यू विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज इट गोइंग फॉर. इज इट गोइंग फॉर, इवन इफ your end customer is another trader, or if your end customer is an importer in a different country, but it is always better to understand as to why it is what is it going for. So it can go for food, some kind of food production, like as I said, noodles or of a similar kind. It can go into beer factories. So beer factories also buy a lot of broken rice, right? And then there is a high chances that people also order for poultry farms within India or different countries. So if it is a poultry farm, for example, then the quality expected is not very high quality, not very good quality, right? You can go, it can have a lot of a lot of discolored, damaged grains, and chalky grains. A lot of grains like this can be there. But if it's going for, say, food production, then the customer is very specific. He'll say, I want Saltex, I want silky, polished. These kind of requests come. So once now you have understood for what broken rice is going for, then the next thing is to understand which rice are we talking about, right? Broken rice can be of say Sona Masuri, broken rice can be of IR64, broken rice can be of Swarna, broken rice can be of BPT, broken rice can be in this broken rice can be of steam, broken rice can be of raw, broken rice can be of parboiled. So there are, you have to understand that is why you have to understand if it is food production, for example, and the customer is expecting that the broken rice, he is thinking that he's ordering a raw rice broken. But we are thinking that it might be the steam rice broken. No, it's different, right? So broken कौन सा भी चावल का हो सकते हैं, वो स्टीम का हो सकता है, पार बॉयल का हो सकता है, रॉ का हो सकता है, फिर उसमें सोना मसूरी का हो सकता है, बासमती का हो सकता है, स्वर्णा का हो सकता है, या 64 का हो सकता है. तो बहुत कई तरह के चावल में, हर चावल में ब्रोकन्स होते हैं, राइट? Just before we try and explain a little bit more, let us understand why these brokens come into the picture. Brokens come into the picture because be it any rice, my friends, be it Sona Masuri, be it, as I told you, Kolam rice, as I told you, RNR, BPT rice or IR64 or Swarna, any rice, when it is being milled, it definitely leads into a lot of brokens that, gets generated during the process of milling, right? And how brokens happen? Because the weaker grains which is there, it breaks easily. Once it's broken and it goes into a Sortex machine, the Sortex machine will identify these broken grains which are say below 5 mm or below 4 or 3 mm. The Sortex machine will identify these brokens and it will separate it out, and the brokens are collected separately. My friends, in the Sortex system and in the machine, there is a lot of things that it is sorting for. It is sorting for brokens, it is sorting for color, because a lot of grains can be discolored, dull color, yellow grains. So it is sorting for color. It is also sorting for say damaged grains and burned grains, burnt kernels, black grains, which is burned due to the process of milling, and chalky grains. So a lot of parameters while doing sorting, right? So these brokens are collected at a different place, and once this broken is become a large chunk of volume, then the miller sells it as broken, right? Now, the Sona Masuri steam milling also will lead into steam brokens. Raw milling will lead into raw brokens. Kolam, when they mill also they get brokens. RNR, HMT, so let's say Gobind Bhog, let's say IR64 and Swarna, both steam, raw, parboil, BPT. So every rice will have its own brokens and it is sold in a particular way. Now, what you will have to keep in mind is that if your customer, for example, is asking for raw broken, for example, right? Now, when a customer is asking for raw broken, again, you will have to think, what broken should I give it to him? Should I give him IR64 brokens or Swarna brokens, or should I give him Sona Masuri brokens? I would say brokens, when it is decided that it is raw brokens, what is the customer is required, mostly the cost effectiveness एकदम कम रेट में आप सिर्फ रॉ IR64 और स्वर्णा ही खरीद सकते हैं. So I am just going into our the WhatsApp of PWIP where you can see broke prices. So what is the brokens are we seeing today? We are on 31st October. So as on today, what?
So, John po, that's the explanation, no? That's the explanation about the broken rice. Ang dami po, mga types of broken rice, no? Now, when the government, ang Department of Agriculture mentioned about the 100% broken rice, they failed to inform the public what kind of broken rice are you promoting? What kind of broken rice? Kasi sabi ang expert, we have different kinds of broken rice. And when they milled, tapos mayroon tayong mga broken rice na po, segregated na yun po, no? Now, majority of this broken rice, they will sell it, parang last class na yun po, no? They will sell it sa mga those who want to use it as to produce noodles, sa mga animal, So, what kind of broken rice DA are you promoting for the Filipinos to consume? For the Filipinos to consume. Ano po? Please make it clear po, no? Make it clear. Although, yes, I was made to understand, no? Based on my research, I was made to understand that the mga broken rice is fit for human consumption. Kaya sinabi ko nga if you want to cook rice porridge, you use broken rice. Mas maganda yon kasi it will help cook fast. At the same time, it can absorb ang flavor. Mas madali po, no? Menos gastos tayo. Less expenses tayo po. Broken rice. And pagdating naman sa animal feeds, yes, they mix it po. They mix it. Animal feeds. Yes, sandali muna. Shoutout muna tayo kay Ras Paimen. I would like to say good morning to you and good morning to your family. Ang nanay mo si Hilda, which is my cousin. Ang kapatid mo si Raz. And si Razali, good morning. God bless you and hope all the best this Sunday, a better Sunday, January 26 sa inyong lahat po. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back sa rice natin po, no? Yes. Different kinds. Dapat lang siguro po, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, no? When we talk about broken rice, 100% broken rice, we're talking about 100% broken rice. The government should be very specific what kind of broken rice that you are promoting or will be distributing to the Filipinos, to the consumers dyan sa Pilipinas po. And then at the same time, teach them how to cook. Teach them how to cook this rice. Kagaya po, I think 2 years ago, what I did, when I tried to push ang parboiled rice dyan sa Pilipinas, especially dyan sa Zamboanga, what I did is, I make sure that this parboiled rice, ang mga consumers, ang mga buyers, they know how to cook the parboiled rice. Because if you see ang parboiled rice, although that parboiled rice, when we try to push sa Pilipinas, iba ang kulay po, no? Iba ang kulay, yellowish yan po, no? And some of the buyers were saying, ay, bago ito and medyo hindi maganda, physically hindi maganda po. But once you teach them how to cook, ano mga advantages, disadvantages, ng parboiled rice, then only they realize na, yeah, maganda pala. Kaya din, parboiled rice, 25, I think it's 15 and 25% dyan sa Pilipinas, no? When we try to promote it, no? So, even sa Saudi Arabia, they are using parboiled rice. But I never heard that, siguro lang po, no? Ang Saudi Arabia is also buying itong 100% na broken for animal feeds, yun po, no? For animal feeds. I don't know. I'm not sure on this thing. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that kailangan po, please specify, please properly inform ang mga consumers po. Para wala tayong problema. Para hindi ang mga consumers to be confused. Para ang program ninyo po, will achieve its goals and objectives. Pero kung ganun lang po, kaya what happens sa national budget, may problema pala at the end of the day, may problema pala ang BICAM report na this is what we get. Melvin Alviar, buenos dias, Sir Nico. Good morning, Melvin, and God bless you also. And yes, all the best. All the best sa buhay ni Melvin Alviar, sa pamilya niya at sa relatives niya and mga friends niya dito po sa Sabah. Ang topic natin po ngayon is ang 100% na broken rice. Ang Malaysia po, I don't think so we are promoting, ang gobyerno is promoting itong 100% na broken rice. 100% broken rice. And anyway, kung gusto talaga ninyo po, itong DA, ang Secretary Q, no? Mabuti siguro po. Kaya what Ted Filon was saying, at saka mga those who reacted sa news report na yan po, no? Siguro po, maganda sana po. You said buying and eating this 100% broken rice po. Bigyan nyo po. You eat, you give it to your family. Hindi lang isang beses, dalawang beses po, no? Since you believe na this is the best solution to address the problem or push down ang presyo ng bigas sa Pilipinas, why don't you do it your daily consumption na po, ang 100%. And then we will follow you. We will follow you. After all, it's good for human consumption. We will follow you. Siguro kayo po, ang dami kayong pera You will not go for this thing. But what you are trying to do is push ang mga tao para at least ang pangalan ninyo po, ang gobyerno, say, bumaba na ang presyo ng bigas dito sa Pilipinas. Yun ang promesa namin. Ano ba ito po? Ano ba ito po? Kayo na po bahala dyan. What I'm trying to do is show you na ano ba talaga itong broken 100% 100% broken rice po. No doubt, fit for human consumption, depende pa rin yun po sa category po, sa supplier where you're buying po, no? And make sure that the Filipinos will be properly informed on anong klase talaga. Okay, I will show you isang Pilipina who is cooking itong sabihin natin 100% na broken rice. Short lang ito po, but it will just give us an idea. It will give us an idea po. Ito po, sandali saan na yun? 54. Ito po. Importante talaga, you teach them how to cook. Para wala tayong problema. Ito po, sandali. Okay, I will show this to you.
Hindi siya maalsa, hindi
Hold on, Ito po, listen to this.
Hindi siya maalsa, hindi siya yung marugi, yung gano'n, yung madikit-dikit. Basta gano'n, tignan, papakita ko sa inyo, magagawa tayo para naman makita niyo. Naging maalsa siya nung time na sobra yung water ko. So, dapat talaga 1:1 lang. So, ayan na siya, hanggang dito lang yan, guys.
1:1 na lang,
So,
tubig,
yung tubig dapat hanggang dito lang. So, ito na yung tubig, sahalin na natin. Dapat hot water, guys, at hindi dapat to sobra. 1:1 lang yung sukat para hindi siya mamasa-masa. Tatakpan na natin. So, mag-wait tayo 5 to 6 minutes para mas maganda yung pagkabuo niya. So, dapat masabi ko 1:1 para hindi siya maging maalsa at hindi siya marugi or hindi din siya magdidikit-dikit or malagkit or something mamasa-masa kung gusto niya. Kasi tawag ko sa gandong kanin broken rice. So, broken talaga siya dahil. Yellow basket. So, kakain na ako. Bye.
Yan po, okay, ulitin natin. Ulitin natin. Yeah, it's, we can eat it. Hindi naman tayo, we say it's not fit for human consumption. Nandito po, let's listen to this again and let's watch.
Hindi siya maalsa, hindi siya yung marugi, yung gano'n, yung madikit-dikit. Basta gano'n, tignan, papakita ko sa inyo, magagawa tayo para naman makita niyo. Naging maalsa siya nung time na sobra yung water ko. So, dapat talaga 1:1 lang. So, ayan na siya, hanggang dito lang yan, guys. So, yung mainit na tubig, dapat hanggang dito lang. So, ito na yung tubig, sahalin na natin. Dapat hot water, guys, at hindi dapat to sobra. 1:1 lang yung sukat para hindi siya mamasa-masa. Tatakpan na natin. So, mag-wait tayo 5 to 6 minutes. Mas maganda yung pagkabuo niya.
Excuse me.
So, dapat masabi ko 1:1 para hindi siya maging maalsa at hindi siya marugi or hindi din siya magdidikit-dikit or malagkit or something mamasa-masa kung gusto niya. Kasi tawag ko sa gandong kanin broken rice. So, broken talaga siya dahil. Yellow basket. So, kakain na ako. Bye.
Okay, yon po. Lutong-luto na ang 100% broken rice. Okay, what I'm going to show you also, how does it look like? Hindi pa luto ang broken rice. 100% broken rice. Okay, saglit lang ito po. At least you will have an idea how does it look like. How does it look like? Ito po, nandito. Okay, I will show it again. Para may ebidensya talaga. Ito po, nandito. You listen, you watch this thing. Hold on ha. Mas klaro, mas disente. So that's it. That's the 100% broken rice. 100% broken rice po. So now, at least mayroon na kayong idea what the government is talking about broken rice. And again, I would like to say, please, kung may time pa, ang gobyerno, ang Department of Agriculture should give more informations regarding itong 100% broken rice po. No? And I look at it, parang, you know, ang mga Filipinos, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, ang mga Filipinos is very concerned about ang rice na they eat. No? Maski wala na silang ulam, no? Basta okay lang ang rice nila, ay itong mga mahirap, especially mga mahirap. No? I'm not putting them down. But this is reality. Kaya nga, Nick Talk, the real talk with Nico. This is reality. Ang mga tao, no? When they eat rice, masking toyo na lang ang ulam nila po, or salt. We heard a lot of stories from our parents, from our elders, na noon daw sila po, they eat rice with salt only. They eat rice with salt only. No? Dahil mahirap. No? No, particular, very particular mga Filipinos when it comes to rice. Although mahal, but sa kanila, okay na yan. In fact, I saw one posting dito po sa Facebook, social media po, no? Although it sounds funny, it looks funny, but it is also telling the truth, no? It's also telling the truth. What I saw was a person eating plain rice, wala siyang ulam, but in front of him, picture ng ulam niya po. Looks funny, pero if you really look into it, totoo yun po. What he's trying to say is that kailangan talaga kami ang good quality of rice. No? Good quality of rice. Especially mga bata po, ang mga parents will not give 100%, will not give the lowest quality of rice sa mga anak nila po. If they have the means, they will try to look for the means to make sure, because to make sure na may quality ang pagkain ng mga bata. No? Every parents will make sure that what they are giving to their children, yun may quality po. Ang gobyerno, agaya sa mga parents ba, they want to give quality rice sa mga anak nila. Tayo po, mga Pilipino. Ito na po ang what the government, ito mga elected officials natin, they say, we care. We are looking after your interests and welfare. Nandito kami po, you elected us, we are responsible. And then ngayon po, mga appointees, and ngayon po dito, this kind of rice you are trying to promote, give to your kababayan. Kayo po, what do you think? Kayo po, what do you think? Para sa akin, medyo masakit, insulto yan po. But anyway, let's just hope that things will change. Things will change po, no? Hopefully, things will change dyan sa Pilipinas after the May 12th election. After the May 12th election. So, okay, ang next video clip that I want to show to you, since I mentioned already earlier, tungkol ang two topics natin, dyan po sa bigas, at saka dyan po sa, sabihin natin, ang death penalty, no? Ito na naman po ang reaksyon ni idol ko po, ang idol ko, si Ted Filon. Wala na tayong time, but anyway, I will play this thing para sa inyong lahat. Ha? And then kayo na bahala po to comment, or react, or whatever lang po. Ha? Nandito. Let's listen to this. Kay Ted Filon.
Stand ito, di ba? Kasi kaya pag-uusapan ka talaga, di ba? O, stand. Sa kabilang banda ho naman, ito po'y maaaring turin natin na wake-up call. Di ba? Na ito ho ba ay isang frustration na ba ito? Kasi nga, pagod na pagod ka na sa usapin ng corruption. Talaga gusto mong makitang binabaril na. Ha? In view of the public, itong mga sinasabing corrupt na ito. Baka yung iba nakikinig ngayon na kandidato ay kinakabahan. Puntahan natin yung realidad sa Philippine setting. Yung mga conviction nung mga ang liliit ng mga ninakaw, nagnakaw pa rin, pero maliliit ang mga ninakaw. Usually po yung mga conviction na ganyan, sa kawalang kakayahan ng mga na-convict dyan, hindi na po yan ipinapanig pa sa kataas-taasang hukuman. Pumanik man po doon, sigurado sa sigurado po, i-affirm ang conviction niya. Malamang sa hindi. Pero yung pong mga anlalaki ng mga ninakaw, yung mga anlalaki ng mga ninakaw, pasinin po ninyo. Sa simula, minsan nga may conviction muna eh. Right? Para bagang, pagkatapos nun, reversal. Right? Eh wala na, di ka pwede kasi kapag na-acquit ka na, wala na yan. Wala nang apelaya yung prosecution, di ba? Pasinin po ninyo, no? Opo. Maraming.
Kala ko, hanggang doon ka lang eh. Tuloy mo.
Okay. Opo. Meron pong isang traffic enforcer na kinasuhan po nito lang 2022. Aba, ang Sandigan Bayan ay hinatulan siya na guilty sa kasong katiwalian, graft, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. At ipinag-uutos ng hukuman ay kay makulong ng hanggang 5 taon na makakabilang. Dahil yung traffic enforcer ay nangotong ng 27,000 pesos. Sigurado ko kulong itong taong ito. Conviction nung mga ang liliit ng mga ninakaw, nagnakaw pa rin, pero maliliit ang mga ninakaw. Usually po yung mga conviction na ganyan, sa kawalang kakayahan ng mga na-convict dyan, hindi na po yan ipinapanig pa sa kataas-taasang hukuman. Pumanik man po doon, sigurado sa sigurado po, i-affirm ang conviction niya. Malamang sa hindi. Pero yung pong mga anlalaki ng mga ninakaw, yung mga anlalaki ng mga ninakaw, pasinin po ninyo. Sa simula, minsan nga may conviction muna eh. Right? Para bagang, pagkatapos nun, reversal. Right? Eh wala na, di ka pwede kasi kapag na-acquit ka na, wala na yan. Wala nang apelaya yung prosecution, di ba? Pasinin po ninyo, no? Opo. Maraming.
Kala ko, hanggang doon ka lang eh. Tuloy mo.
Okay.
Okay, yan po ang reaction ni Ted Filon, ang idol ko po, very respectable. Hi, Hisham, good morning. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you learn something from my program. I have been talking about itong dalawang issue po dyan sa Pilipinas, ang bigas, no? Ang bigas at saka ang sabihin natin itong death penalty. Don't play, ha? Don't play ito dalawang issue. Dahil it really affects ang buhay ng mga Pilipino, ang mga countrymen natin po, no? Ang mga kababayan ko po dyan sa Pilipinas, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, hanggang dito din po sa Malaysia, sa Kota Kinabalu, or sa Sabah is Malaysia. Don't play, yeah? Don't play. Please naman po, ang gobyerno, if you want to promote ang itong 100% na broken rice dyan sa Pilipinas, please give the all the important vital information sa mga consumers po, no? para wala tayong problema dyan. Ha? Hindi lang you just push it like this. Ha? And say, this is it. Bababa na ang presyo ng bigas. And tungkol naman sa death penalty po, no? Remember that Philippines is a Roman Catholic country. So medyo mahirapan din. But anyway, we'll just leave it po sa mga lawmakers natin at saka ang Filipinos dyan sa Pilipinas to decide whether kailangan ba po ang death penalty via firing squad po. So this issue, ang bigas, siguro po wag na lang tayo yon 100% broken. If you really want to prove to the people that you want to push down ang rice sa Pilipinas, ang presyo ng bigas sa Pilipinas, siguro na lang po mabuti pa ma-promote kayo instead of solid rice or ang aging rice ng NFA. Siguro po promote na lang tayo po para wala nang gastos. Promote na lang tayo po Memo Rice galing sa Philippines. Hindi pa tayo magamit ng pera. Memo Rice na lang. Joke lang po. Joke lang po. Death penalty, don't play. It's a very important issue din po. It will help reduce, in one way or the other, it will help reduce, discourage ang mga, sabihin natin, ang mga violators, no? Corrupt officials, and appointed political officials dyan sa gobyerno. It will help reduce. But will it solve the problem? Nandiyan na naman ang human rights po, no? And sa totoo lang, wala nang time ang 19th Congress. Wala nang time. Let's see sa 20th Congress after ang May 12 midterm election. Hanggang dito na lang, si Nico Fabian would like to say again, think twice, and let's pray for our country. Thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday to all of you. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all. I love you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.